ask you something before we get started today. Is there something in your life right now that you are waiting to fully enjoy until something else happens first? Till you lose weight, until the money is right, until the business takes off, till things calm down a bit, till you feel ready? Well, I have been living that way for longer than I want to admit. And last week, something literally shifted. Welcome back to the Simpli Edit, my weekly lifestyle diary where we talk about building a life that actually feels as good as it looks. I'm Stacy, founder of Simply Lux, and this week we are talking about presence. Not as a wellness buzzword, not as something you practice on a yoga mat, but as the actual decision to be here in the life you have already built right now. So stay with me to the end because I am going to give you the exact 3-part framework I am using to practice presence in my real life. It is not a perfect life, my actual life. So last week I was in Colorado for work. Schedule was full for a conference, workshop, summit, back-to-back obligations, different time zone, different energy. And I noticed something. I kept thinking about getting home because there was so much I had to do back home. Not because anything was wrong, but because I had mentally placed all my peace back in my house, in my routine, with my candle, with my morning ritual. Like I had left my soft life on the kitchen counter and I was just waiting to get back to it. And then Memorial Day happened. I got home, me and Steven hit the pool, cold drinks, good snacks. We didn't have anywhere to be. And I sat there thinking, this is it. This is the moment I kept rushing towards all week. And I almost missed it. Not because it wasn't there, but because I was still in the habit of waiting. That is the thing about presence that nobody talks about. It is not about slowing down. It is about arriving fully in the moment you're actually in. Not the one you're planning for, not the one you are recovering from. This one. The becoming arc. Everything we have been building since January. The reset, the rituals, the maintenance, the floor, all of it was building toward this, not a destination, a way of traveling. So if you guys have my newsletter, it said it best. The soft life is not a destination. It is in the way you travel. I wrote that, and last week I finally felt it. Here's the paradox of building an intentional life. The more you build it, the more you can get caught planning the next version of it instead of living in the current one. We are really good at the reset phase. There is energy there. There is momentum there. It's novelty. We are pretty good at the becoming phase. There is growth there, progress, direction. But presence asks you to put down the vision board and actually sit in the vision. And that is uncomfortable for a certain kind of woman. The builder, the creator, the founder, the woman who is always 3 moves ahead. Because presence feels like shopping, and shopping feels like falling behind. But here's what I know now. Presence is not stopping. Presence is the point. Everything you have been building, the rituals, the routines, the wardrobe that reflects who you are, the boundaries, the floor, none of it works if you are never actually in it. You can build the most beautiful life on paper and still be somewhere else entirely in your own mind. So the question is not, how do I build a better life? The question is, how do I actually be in the one I have? This is what I am actually doing. 3 things, simple, real, and repeatable. Before you start anything, a meal, a morning conversation, a moment at the pool, you arrive first. You say to yourself out loud or silently, I am here. Not I will be here when X happens. Not I'm almost here. I am here now. It sounds too simple, I know. But try it on a Tuesday morning before you open your eyes, get on your phone. Try it before you sit down and eat something really good. Try it next time you're with someone you love and your mind starts drifting to your to-do list. I am here. It pulls you back every single time. I did this at the pool on Monday. Just sat there for a second before I picked up my drink and said, I am here. And the whole afternoon landed differently. Every day this week, I am identifying one moment that I will fully be in, not performing for content, not half present while thinking about work, not waiting for the next moment to be the real one. one moment fully mine. It might be my morning tea. It might be a conversation with my boyfriend. It might be the drive home from work with the windows down. But one moment every day, it will get my full arrival. That is the practice. And the third thing is to end the day with a question. Every evening during my decompression ritual, right when I change clothes, I make my mocktail, I'll ask myself this one question. Where was I today? Not what I did, not what I accomplished, not what is left on my to-do list, but where was I? Was I in Colorado all week for a work conference while I was standing in my own kitchen? Or was I actually here? The answer tells me everything I need to know about how I am doing with this practice. These three things together, arriving, choosing that one moment, and asking where you were. That's the presence framework. It does not require a retreat. It does not require free time, because we know you don't even have that. It just requires the decision to show up for the life you are already living. Guys, we're in quarter 2. The becoming is in full bloom. And the thing I want you to take from this episode is this. You have already built something. You reset, you became, you maintained. Now it is time to be in it. Not rushing toward quarter 3, not looking back at quarter 1. Right here, right now, in full bloom. The rooted woman does not rush the bloom. She tends the conditions, she trusts the timing, and she lets herself open. The Becoming Era Ritual Checklist is your presence tool this week. Specifically, the Daily Little Luxuries column. Pick one item every day and be fully in it. Not to check it off, but being in it. I want to know what is one moment you're committing to being fully present in this week. Tell me in the comments. I am reading every single one. If this conversation resonated, subscribe to Simpli Lux and come sit with me every Sunday. New episode every week. And I will see you in the next one.